Which hormone mainly regulates blood sugar? Insulin is the one that regulates blood sugar levels. The adrenal glands are located on top of which organs in the human body? Each adrenal gland sits directly above one kidney. Which gland is commonly referred to as the master gland of the endocrine system? The pituitary is known as the master gland. Which hormone promotes development of male secondary sexual characteristics? Testosterone causes features like deep voice and facial hair. Which hormone prepares the uterus for pregnancy? Progesterone maintains the uterine lining for implantation. Which hormone controls the sleep-wake cycle? Melatonin is the hormone that plays a role in controlling sleeping patterns. Which hormone increases cellular uptake of glucose? Insulin signals body cells to absorb glucose from the bloodstream. Which endocrine gland is directly connected to the hypothalamus by a stalk? The pituitary gland is connected to the hypothalamus through a stalk. Which gland produces melatonin in the human body? The pineal gland is responsible for secreting melatonin. Which gland produces growth hormone? The pituitary gland is the one that secretes growth hormone. Which hormone is released when blood glucose levels are low? Glucagon raises blood glucose by stimulating glycogen breakdown in the liver. Which hormone is responsible for uterine contractions during childbirth? Oxytocin stimulates strong uterine contractions during labor. Which hormone causes female secondary sexual characteristics? Estrogen causes development of female secondary traits. Which hormone regulates sodium and potassium balance in the body? Aldosterone controls electrolyte balance by acting on the kidneys. Which molecule is classified as a steroid hormone? Testosterone is a steroid hormone that is lipid-soluble and derived from cholesterol. Which hormone stimulates ovulation in females? Luteinizing hormone is the one that triggers ovulation. Which hormone increases heart rate and blood pressure during stress? Epinephrine triggers the fight or flight response. Which hormone increases metabolic rate in most body cells? Thyroxine increases cellular respiration and energy use. Which hormones require iodine for their synthesis? Iodine is a key component of thyroid hormones. Which hormone counteracts the effects of insulin? Glucagon raises glucose levels, which opposes insulin's action. What produces both endocrine and exocrine secretions? The pancreas releases hormones and digestive enzymes. Which hormone promotes water reabsorption in kidney tubules? Antidiuretic hormone increases water reabsorption, reducing urine output. Which hormone stimulates milk production in mammals? Prolactin stimulates the mammary glands to produce milk. Which hormone stimulates spermatogenesis in males? Follicle-stimulating hormone stimulates sperm production in the testes. Which gland is primarily involved in calcium homeostasis? The parathyroid gland regulates calcium levels in the blood. Which hormone is released by the adrenal medulla? The adrenal medulla secretes epinephrine during stressful situations. Which of the following secretes cortisol? Cortisol is a steroid hormone, and it comes from the adrenal cortex. Which option best describes calcitonin's main effect on blood levels? Calcitonin promotes calcium deposition in bones, which lowers blood calcium. Which hormone's excess secretion leads to Cushing's syndrome? Cushing's syndrome is caused by the excess secretion of cortisol. Which condition of the adrenal gland leads to Addison's disease? Addison's disease occurs when the adrenal glands fail to produce enough hormones. Hope you enjoyed this quiz. Make sure to subscribe if you want more like these.